Good morning and welcome back to another Wombat Dungeon Master Beginner Guide, where we're going to talk about the VIP, how to stake Wombat, the benefits around it, and just really how it can really improve your game going forward if you're ready for that part of the game. And I stress that because it is not required to stake or get an upgrade on your VIP level, which you can find your VIP right up here. It is not required, but it is a nice bonus if it works in your I guess your budget, you could call it. So let's go ahead and talk about it. I'm going to show you how do you get there. We're going to go through the benefits of it, and then I'll show you actually unstaking and staking some Wombat, so you can see how it goes. In order to get to the screen to go ahead and do the staking, or even just look at the benefits, you're going to see this button up here that says Upgrade VIP. Go ahead and click on that, and it's going to ask you whether you want to do it in Wax or Polygon. I'm going to do it in Wax. Feel free to do it in Polygon if that's your preference, but I usually do Wax. And then down here, it's going to give you a couple options to stake, or you can go ahead and get more Wombat, basically from an exchange like Alcor or something along those lines. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on the Stake Wombat, and it's going to take me to a brand new screen. And you're going to see my current stats right here. I am currently VIP 5. I have 200,000 Wombat staked, and I currently have 287 Wombat in my wallet. That's my Wax wallet, I should say. Some of the nice benefits, before we get into the actual staking process itself, some of the nice benefits that you get is at the beginning of every season, you have the opportunity to vote on new collections being added to the staking system. So you would see those here. We are a couple days into the season, so you're not going to see that right now. So that is completely closed right now, but if you want to go to, click on that link to see past voting and just kind of see what has happened in the past. There's usually 3 votes that happen every season. It's one, which duration of runs basically gets the bonus, whether it's a 5-minute run, 15-minute run, or so on. And then there's 2 around additional collections to be able to be staked for the current season or future seasons. Then if you scroll down, you're going to see the breakdown of what I have in there. I'm going to dive into that here in a few seconds, so I'm going to skip over that right now. The leaderboard, unless you're a whale and you have over 1 million Wombat staked, you don't really need to worry about this that much, but if you want to be competitive, check it out. But here's where we start getting into the perks and the cost of actually getting the VIPs as you're going through. As you can see, right here is the VIP level. It goes from 1 to 7. You start out with 0 if you have nothing staked. And basically the cost that it's going to be. So 1,000 is going to get you to VIP 1, 5,000 is going to get you to VIP 2, and that's including the 1,000 here. So it's not 6,000. So it's a total of 5,000 Wombat staked. You are VIP 2, and so on down the road. There's a couple perks. I should say there's quite a few perks for going ahead through the VIP. There's perks within the Wombat app. That's where you go ahead and you play and you're in Wombat. A whole bunch of other games. It's the whole other platform that we haven't talked about yet. But if you go ahead and stake, you can go ahead and get a Wombucks boost, depending on your level. And then you get Prime accounts. Basically, if you don't have this, you have to pay a certain amount of Wombat in order to have it Prime. It just gives you another little bonus. But you can get it for free for VIP 2 and above. So we're not going to spend too much time on that. What I wanted to scroll down and show you is the VIP benefits for the Dungeon Masters. So if you go as simple as VIP 2, which is only 5,000 Wombat, you get some pretty good bonuses here. You get, first of all, you get a 5% material bonus. That's basically every time you do a run, you get 5% additional bonus back when you come back from that run. And then this is one that a lot of people really enjoy, is the VIP drops. Essentially, what Wombat does is every time they do a drop, they do the public drop, and then they do the VIP drop, which is usually a pretty good amount less than the public drop, so you get a good discount. And also sometimes you actually get to purchase the drops before the public drop goes, so you have a better chance at getting items and packs and whatever the items are that are coming out before everyone else. It's only a few minutes, or I should say probably 30-40 minutes before everyone else, but you get that discount also, which is a huge benefit. You don't get a season pass and you don't get the free VIP packs. Those start at VIP 3. You start getting the free packs. These are individual equipment items, but you have a good chance of getting legendary and mythic out of these packs. I've had some good results and I've had some bad results out of these packs. Everywhere from I've gotten a level 3 legendary piece of equipment. I've got some mythic pieces of equipment, and I've also got a lot of rares. So it's a mixed bag, but you have that good chance of getting a higher tier item. So those are nice. And then you get the higher material bonus. The reason why I went to level 5 is right here, the season pass. It essentially makes me self-sustaining every single season just for having this staked in the VIP section, or the Wombat staked. So every single season I get a free season pass, which has a ton of benefits, and I don't have to pay the 300 or so wax, give or take, depending on the season. And then I get 4 of those packs that I had just talked about. So you can go all the way up and you can be a baller and get VIP 7 and get a ton of good rewards. As a beginner, take your time with it. Don't jump all the way up there, obviously, unless you're a whale. What I did when I started, we'll say that personally, I started with VIP 2 so I could get the drops, and then I jumped up to VIP 5 when I was comfortable and able to move up there. All right, now we've talked about the benefits. There's a lot of great benefits for the VIP. That's why I want to do a separate video on this. Let's talk about actually how to stake. I'm going to scroll up here. There are 2 ways now in game to stake. There is the flexible staking, which basically means you can go ahead and stake whatever amount of Wombat, and if you make a decision tomorrow, you can go ahead and go through the process to unstake it, which takes 7 days. Be aware of that. And you can take it out at essentially any time that you want to take it out. That is the flexible staking option. There's now locked staking options, and this is new as of, I think, 2 weeks ago. And in the locked staking options, you have several options there. So I'm going to go ahead and click on stake here, and it's going to show here that here's the flexible. That's what I talked about. You can put it in, take it in at any time you want. And then you have the 90-day, 180-day, and then 360-day options. If you put it in those locked options, you cannot pull it out until that time expires. But in return of locking it in there for that time period, you actually get additional rewards. So just as an example, if I go ahead and click on 360 days, and I go ahead and click on, type in 1,000. I can only do 100 because I only have that in my account right now, but we'll change that here in a second. You'll see that if I put 100 in there for 360 days, I'm going to get a bonus of 15. Multiply that up. If it's 1,000, it's 150. 10,000, you got 1,500, and so on down the road. So if you're comfortable enough with the project, you can stake it for 360 days and get a big 15% reward on it. So let's go ahead and take a step back. What I'm going to do is, as you can see right here, in my flexible, I'm in the process of transitioning from my flexible over to lock staking because I'm comfortable enough in the project. Obviously, I'm doing a lot of videos for it, so that should make sense. And I want to get the rewards for it. So since this just came out, that's why I'm going ahead and through that transition. What I did go through is I went through and I've been doing it in parts. I've been taking chunks out of the flexible and moving it over to lock so I can stay at the VIP 5. So what I've done is I have 73,000 that's ready to be redeemed. That 7 days ago, I went through the unstaking process. So once they're ready to be redeemed, all you have to do is go ahead and click on redeem. And then you just wait for the transaction to happen. And then you go back to the staking. And now you can see there has been a shift in my balance. Now I have 273,000 total. Still have 200,000 in my staked. But now I have 73,000 available to go ahead and play with. But what I'm going to do is, since I have still 54,000 here in my flexible stake, I want to go ahead and put that in a lock staking so I can eventually unstake this also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just copy that just so I get the exact amount. Click on back, and then we're going to go ahead and stake it. Like I said, I'm comfortable enough with the project. where I'm going to go ahead 360 and it did not copy over. So we're going to go back and just try and memorize this 5, 4, 4, 4, 3. All right, so we'll go ahead and 360, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3. And what that's going to do, this shows you a little bit of the bonus that you're going to get. This is 1/4 of what you need, essentially, give or take, for a VIP 5. So if I go ahead and do that, I'm going to get an additional 8,000 Wombat just for having it in there, and that accrues every single year, and I'll show you that also here in a second. So what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and stake that in there. Click on stake and wait for it to process, and that's going to be in there for 360 days. At the end of the 360 days, you don't get any more rewards from it. So what you potentially will do is you go ahead and unstake it and restake it and go through the process again. It's completely up to you. No recommendations there from me at all. Your choice. All right, so what I'm going to go ahead and do, now that I have that in there, I'm going to go ahead and unstake 54,000. Actually, I'll go ahead and unstake all of this from the flexible. That'll still keep me above 200,000. So I'll still be good to go with the VIP 5. So let's go ahead and click on here, click on unstake, and we're going to unstake it all, the maximum, completely out of the flexible option. So let's click on unstake, and what you're going to see is the transaction, and then it's going to go, if I click back over here, you're going to see a new countdown right here. Unstake tokens, oops, did not mean to click on that, but basically 6 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 47 seconds. Once that happens, I'll be able to go ahead and use it however I want to use it. But you can see I'm still VIP 5. I'm still good to go. Now that we have that in there, I have all 200,000 in locked. They don't combine. So if you go ahead, like you see, I was doing it here first, 5,000, 1,000 at a time. I initially thought they combined. They don't. I made that mistake, but that's all right. So you can go in individually and claim your rewards. So if I want to go up here to the big one, 73,000, I'm already making 217. You see how it actually accumulates in real time. So you can go ahead and grab that bonus anytime you need to. If I want to grab it and reinvest it somewhere else, I can go ahead and just click on claim. It's going to go through the process. It only claims this amount. So I do have to go through each of these, but it would be nice if there was a claim all option, maybe down the road. But that's there, and I can go ahead and I can go through each little bracket, grabbing that little reward that's there and use it for something else. So that's staking. I think there's a lot of benefits to it. It's definitely not required day one. But when you're comfortable with it, comfortable with the project, if you're not super comfortable with the project, go ahead and do the flexible staking so you can pull it out anytime you want. If you're comfortable with the project, I personally like to do the locked option because then you get the rewards with it also. So I'll get a considerable amount of rewards through this. I believe it is, doing the math in my head, 32,000 Wombat, somewhere in that area. For staking 200,000, actually probably 30,000. I don't know. You do the math. But I personally think it's a good reward because you get that additional Wombat. Plus, you get all the benefits that we talked about here. I've already used the season pass for 2 seasons now, and got it for free for both of those. So it's been a lot of fun being able to do that. If you have any questions or any comments or concerns or any other topics that you want to talk about or want me to talk about in these beginner guide videos, go ahead and leave in the comments below. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.